Hi, this is Manu from Climatic Data Labs, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to get started in Python. So people who are just trying to learn Python, this video might be helpful for them. So before we go any further, let's try to discuss a few important things about Python. So Python is one of the top programming languages per the Stack Overflow survey. It's also high in demand among hiring managers, and it is one of the highly paid skills. So that's why a lot of people are learning Python these days, and obviously it is very popular among the hiring managers as well. So what is Python? Python is a general purpose and higher level programming language. It supports the OOPS approach, which is the object oriented programming approach. It is very simple, it's very English-like and easy to learn. It can work on different platforms, so it's versatile. It's very concise. So if you see this example, the small piece of code is all you need to reverse a string in X. So that's why what other programming languages might take more lines to write, Python does it in very short code format. It has a lot of powerful libraries, frameworks, and community support. So that makes Python really, really popular. Some of the applications of Python include web development, scientific and numeric applications, audio and video applications, and some of the real-world applications of Python include Netflix, Reddit, Quora, Amazon, Pinterest, Google, and YouTube. So since such big names use Python, so hence it's obviously high in demand. So let's try to understand whether Python is a compiler or an interpreter. So a compiler is something which takes the program or the source code, takes it into the binary machine code, which is specific to local machine language, and then compiles the entire code in a single bulk, right? Not line by line. Interpreter, on the other hand, takes the source code, then it uses another program called interpreter, right, which runs the source code. So this is the differentiating point, and this interpreter program converts each line of code into machine code line by line, right? So that's the difference between compiler and interpreter. Now, is Python an interpreter or compiler? So mostly Python is an interpreter, but at times it has compilation steps as well. The code is converted to a byte code. So if you see this diagram, .py or your Python program is first converted to a .pyo or .pyc, which is a byte code, right? With something known as CPython, which is inside Python, right? Now, technical details of this we can cover in some other video, but to keep it really simple so that everybody can understand, let's think of a .pyc file as an intermediary file or step between your code and the final execution, right? And then this bytecode, the PYC file, is executed by PVM, which is a Python virtual machine. Now, this Python virtual machine is actually the interpreter that we just discussed, right? And interpreted languages are platform independent, so hence they are very versatile. Now, let's talk about IDEs, so which we will discuss more in next few videos. But if you see this, this is how your typical Python programming window looks like without an IDE. So you can see this is very cumbersome, not easy, not a place where you can write code very easily. So if you use an IDE instead, like this one, this is a Spider IDE, so you can easily write your code here. It gives you good different font colors and everything, a good way to write the code, to see the output, and also to see few more details like variable explorer and all. And then different IDEs have different features. It's more like a GUI or graphical user interface where you can click some icons and do some things, right? So hence we use IDEs to write Python programs in simple ways, in very simple way. Now, few tips. Python is case sensitive, so which means small x and capital X are treated differently in Python. Indents or spaces in the beginning of a line of code have some meaning. Use a / while writing a file path in Python code. If you use this one specifically in writing file path, then this is treated as special character and it might give an error, right? So if you really want to use this, like if you copy the file path from Windows, then either add another slash like this or use a raw string character R before writing the file path with a single slash. I'll cover this in next few minutes. And then commenting a code, so use a hash symbol to comment a code, right? Commenting helps in giving information to anyone looking at the code. So for example, what a line of code does, you can put that information, and you can also comment in or comment out a line, which makes that line of code inactive depending on whether you're commenting it or not commenting it. And this is helpful in debugging. And for multiple lines, if you want to comment, then use triple quotes like this to open and close. If you don't close it, then everything below this becomes a comment, right? So let's look at the actual code. So like we said, if I say x, small x is 1 and capital X is 2, so these two are different variables because they are small x and capital X, right? If you want to comment a line, for example, I'm using these two to demonstrate case sensitivity in Python. So I'm writing hash case sensitive. So this tells that the next few lines are demonstrating case sensitivity. If for some reason I don't want to use this code of so I can either delete it, but maybe sometime later I want to bring it back. So what I can do is I can put a hash here. So this actually comments out the line. You see the color also changes here. And if sometime later I want to bring it back, I just have to remove the hash. So that's how I comment out code, and this is helpful in debugging. And also you don't lose the code because you're just hashing it, not deleting it, because now if you delete it, you lose the code as well. For commenting multiple lines together, you use this triple indent, triple quote. If you don't close the quote, everything below this start of quote becomes, everything below it will be comment, right? So it's advisable to close the comment once the comment is closed for multiple lines. For file path, like we discussed, use the slash according to the like if you use this slash, right? If you're using this slash, so this is your backslash, this is your forward slash. So if you use this slash, then at times Python throws error, right? So like for example, if I'm writing the file path like this, it is throwing an error. But if I use it like this, right, so I don't get an error, right? So this is because this is treated as special character, and this is treated as special character, and we will discuss this under strings as well. So try to avoid using this, and if at all required, then use the R symbol before writing the file path. And let's say there is this file path, file name. So this way you can define the file path using this raw string character, right? We'll discuss this more while we do some practical exercise. And finally, beware of the indents here. So these indents are basically your block of code. For example, in this case, this is a for loop and this is the for block. So if I don't use an indent here, so this line of code is now outside the for loop, right? So the indents are necessary to define blocks. So with that, we come to the end of this video. Hope you liked the video. If you did, then do subscribe, like, and comment in our channel. And we will be back with more videos on data science. Thank you so much. Keep learning.